All right, guys, this is back to the Cinema of Frankenstein from 1910 until now. And today looking at a personal favorite of mine, one that I go back to year after year. It's one of my top 10 films of all time, and it is The Monster Squad. So, The Monster Squad, the general story of this is back in ancient times with Van Helsing. He had come up with a way to use an ancient amulet to rid the world of evil. It backfires and he's sucked into limbo. Years later, in modern times, a group of kids that love monsters come across Van Helsing's diary, seek out to find the amulet as monsters are coming alive in their time, led by Count Dracula, and out to destroy the world. This is a great movie. I'd consider it to be kind of like Goonies meet Universal Monsters is the closest thing I can compare it to. It came out on 8/14/1987. It's 82 minutes. It's directed by Fred Dekker, who did Night of the Creeps. Written by Shane Black, who some of you may recognize. He was one of the stars of the original Predator, and he did write that along with The Predator. And Fred Dekker worked on the script as well. Special effects by Stan Winston, who is top-notch form here. The monsters in this movie look fantastic. They can't have that true Universal look because they would have been sued to no end. But man, the makeup that they did, the creations that they did are fantastic. Standout characters in this, Count Dracula, played by Duncan Rajar, which I hope I'm saying that correctly, is absolutely top-notch, one of the greatest on-screen Draculas that's ever existed. I'd have him definitely in my top 5, probably number 3, his favorite Draculas, because, I mean, his character is ruthless, cunning, just absolutely what I love about this character. Tom Noonan's Frankenstein monster, he doesn't have the bolts in the neck. They're actually in his head up here. It's a slightly different look. Very humanized character. You know, you still got the black, but I mean, you can sense there is some good in him. Jonathan Greaves' desperate man, kind of like a Lon Chaney Wolfman character, is fantastic. You also have the creature from the Black Lagoon, known as the Gill Man in this, and you've got a mummy and vampire brides. So there's a lot of monsters here. So it's kind of like those old Universal team-up movies where we got everybody together, which is absolutely fantastic. The kid actors are great, led by Andre Gower, just completely who plays Sean and his friends. There's a lot of good camaraderie between the kids. They play off each other well. Some scary moments, some cool moments. There's a famous scene in the movie where her name is Phoebe, played by Ashley Banks. She's being lifted up by Dracula by his hand, and he wants the amulet. And then to get the reaction out of her, he never wore his fangs and his eyes around her. But on that particular scene, they did, and her scream is real, because that's the first time they asked her, well, when do I scream? She said, oh, you'll know. So that's the first time she had seen his fangs and his red eyes from that reaction. I mean, it's just a silly, fun movie with a lot of love for monsters. I mean, this describes my childhood completely. I loved monsters. I had monster books. I had monster everything. So this is why this movie means so much to me. The interpretation of the monster, I like it. I like everything about it. There's not a single thing that I don't like about this film. If I had one complaint that I could think of, I mean, there's a vampire bride that we never see her die, which I always thought that was kind of interesting. But I mean, that's a minor quibble. The music is good. The cast is good. There's a lot of people in here you'd be like, hey, I've seen him in something. A lot of character actors. But I've always just loved this movie. This is one of the perfect movies to watch around Halloween. It's something I can show my daughter, and I don't have to worry about anything. It's just a great movie. This is a great disc from Lionsgate, which is unfortunately out of print. Maybe one day we'll get a 4K edition out of it. But that's all I've got today. Take care, guys, and go watch a movie.